Hotep family, it's your boy SuperStar Asar with day number 6, right? Of my daily vlog. Right? Today we're talking about black economics, right? Black money. Now, on previous vlogs, I touched base on the social, cultural, social, political, and the social economical stance of our people, right? As a whole. Today, I'm going to focus more on the social economics. It's black money, right? Now, one side of me, my revolutionary side, is like, fuck money. Fuck everything that got anything to do with white folks. Fuck working for them. We get our own land, acquire our own land, whether by force or legislation, right? We're going to work the land. We're going to homeschool the kids. We're going to start out in a small community and add more people to it. We're going to totally detach ourselves from this society, right? And, you know, that's how I was feeling, you know. But you have to, it takes unity. Black economics take unity anyway. But that hardcore revolutionary live in the rough black economic, black separation takes unity. You can't just go and post up in the woods by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Feed your kids squirrels, shit like that. It takes a community, a small community to start that. Like the Mormons or whatever you call them cats, the white folks with the beards, whatever. Now the other side of me is like, okay, we live in this diaspora of America, right? Money is power, right? So black people first, to get power, we have to get money. Just like the Italians told you. First you get the money, then you get the power, right? So that's what we need to do. But I'm gonna go ahead and fly through this because look, I got mad notes, right? Now, the number one scholar that I pay attention to when it comes to black economics is Claude Anderson, right? Dr. Claude Anderson. You can YouTube his name. He's coming straight down the middle, right, with black economic strategies to get our nation, you know, up and running, distribution, ownership, building businesses, you know, black economics, right? So let me get into it, right? All right. Black economics. Now, a couple things I want to just put out there first. Black people are not immigrants in this country, right? We were over here before a lot of the other immigrants came. You know what I mean? We've been over here. We traveled from Africa, El Kebulon, over here, and we was kicking it with Native Americans for hundreds of years before Christopher Columbus came in 1492. He didn't even come to America. Let's get that straight, first of all. He didn't come to America. He came to the Caribbean, right? He went back to Portugal, and he said, man, we found this new land. We're finna industrialize this, you know, crank up this Western society over here. And he set off the race. But while doing that, you know what I'm saying, other Europeans and whatever, Anglo-Saxon, had came to Africa and said, you know what? We can get these black folks, man, free labor, right? So that's how the slave trade popped off. They took 9 slaves and gave them to the Pope and made them slaves in the Vatican. The Pope came out and said, you know what? Free labor? You want you some good free labor? Get you some black folks. And that was the birth of capitalism, right? Now before that, it was something called monotheism. I'm gonna come to it. I got it in my notes. I want to make sure I remind myself to say that. But that was pre-capitalism. Capitalism was born when the concept came about to take people, get you some land, get you some free labor to work the land while you reap the benefits, basically, right? So let's get into it. I got mad notes. Check this out. Now I want to drop a couple jewels right quick. Like I said, black people are not immigrants in America, right? We was already over here. That's the first thing. Second thing, we are the only people in this country with a history of slavery, right? Nobody else in this country got a history of fucking slavery over here. So that makes us special. We special people, right? Nobody over here has a history of slavery. In fact, look, in the last 150 years, we have not advanced, period. Like, okay, after slavery, we had more economic power after slavery than we do right now. Like I said in previous vlogs, right? We had a Tulsa, Oklahoma joint. It was booming. It was bunking. You feel me? Skirt. We was going ham, getting money. They came and destroyed our shit, right? All right. Now in the early 1800s, there was a toll well, I guess like a statistic that was taken that said for every white person or something like that, they have 35 times more wealth than the average black person. It's fucking crazy if you think about it, right? Alright, now another statistic is for every two white men, well, it's two white men in America, a part of that 1% of the most richest people in this country, two white men, I won't say their name, right? Because I got a feeling that these folks are going to try to shut my shit down. I'm not getting that many views, so hopefully I'm just trying to reach a couple people. You know what I'm saying? If I can change one mindset, I've done my job. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be no motherfucking internet celebrity or no shit like that, right? So let me keep going. Two white men in America that have more wealth than all 42 million of us put together, folks. Think about that. Two white cats in America have more wealth than all 42 million of us put together, man. That's including Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, all them boule niggas, rich ass niggas, right? Alright, now, nobody is more non-producing in this country than us, right? We don't produce shit. Anything, right? So that means that you got your Zionists, you got your Bilderberg group, you got your Illuminatis who publicly say that they want to eradicate the non-producers on the planet, right? You know this. So who are the non-producers on the planet? Black people. Let me keep going. Alright? Water, food, energy, medicine, gas. Gas meaning not gas, meaning like petrol, natural resource gas. You have to own these things to consider yourself to have power, to begin to have power in this country. We don't own any of that shit, right? Now, I want you to think about this. Our native continent, right, has an abundance of the natural resources used in global trade, right? Fuck just diamonds and gold. You got all kind of silicones, you got rubber trees. I would like for you to Google the natural resources of Africa that are used in global trade, right? We don't reap the benefits of that at all, right? So think about that, all right? One thing I want to say, before we even think about black economics, it's a team effort, right? Now, if you believe in God, whoever you believe in, whoever that person is, he put us on this, well, not he, but we've been put on this planet, and you have a color, right? Regardless if you like it or not. And economics is a team effort, right? You see other cultures of people, they work together as a team for the economics, right? We don't. We think just because we individually see a little wealth or a little superficial wealth that we made it, right? Nigga, we made it, right? We didn't make shit because it's all about a team effort, right? Alright, check this out. Social integration was the worst trick ever. Like I said in the previous video, right? It was the worst trick ever because before, when we were separated, we had black businesses blooming, right? The roaring 20s. I know you heard about the roaring 20s. A lot of art came out of this struggle. A lot of things like jazz, different artists, different business ventures. You know what I'm saying? We was acquiring land, right? But that was the worst trick ever. It was integration, right? Now we're gonna keep integrating until we integrate ourselves off this fucking planet, right? Straight up. If you think I'm bullshitting, just think about that for a minute. It's not, integration was fucked up. Now once again, I want to reiterate. Now this is like a slick regurgitation video, right? Because Dr. Claude Anderson, he the man when it comes to this social economic shit. You know, I mean, of course we're all revolutionaries on one side. We like, man, we don't want to deal with none of that shit, right? But when we living in this world and we working to pay bills, right? And everything we basically need and necessities is supposed to be free. Like water, you should be able to go to your river and bathe in that motherfucker, boil the water and drink it. You know what I mean? But they own the water. Like I said before, we don't own the water, the fuel, water, fuel, food. We don't own those things, right? So they got it on smash, and they got us set up in the system where we paying bills just to maintain that shit. We paying for water. We paying for bottled water, man. How crazy is that? Oh, and a little quick drool. Let me drop right quick. It's a joke that says don't drink the water when you're in Mexico, right? But what's the leading company of bottled water in America? Aquafina. What does Aquafina mean? It's water in Spanish. Think about that. Alright, I'm gonna keep going, right? Now I got a quote from Dr. Claude Anderson. I want you to think about this. This is super heavy deep. It's a hella deep right here now. Alright. Now he said that black people are like wildebeests in Africa, right? Because wildebeests, they just march, right? That's all we do is march. From one side of the continent to the next side, we march, right? Every time something happens, what we do, we march. But wrap your mind around this. Black people are like wildebeests. We march back and forth across the continent, right? All the other predatory animals sit and wait, saying, uh-oh, they marching again. We got some meat on the way. They coming through. We'll sit and wait for them until we see them, right? And it's going down. We got some meat on the way, right? So I want you to think about, like, and I'm not calling Mexicans dogs, but take it how you want to take it. Mexicans, Hispanics, Venezuelans, Cubans, Colombians, right? Look at them as the wild dogs. They the first on the scene. They smell us from afar, right? We're the wildebeest walking, right? Here come the wild dogs, right? They start eating on our ass, right? They feed off us. You know what I'm saying? This is a metaphor now. They feed off us. We go to their stores. We spend money with them. You know what I'm saying? The stores they own, because we don't own shit. They the first tier, right, of this desecration of black people, right? So then next thing you got the lions. After the blood is broken from your skin, the lions smell it. They're like, oh shit, wildebeest time, baby. They marching again, right? So after the lions get full off our ass, then here come the motherfucking hyenas, right? The hyenas come and eat the scraps, eat your babies, right? The weaker people who can't get away, the old folks, you know what I'm saying? They eat them, right? So then after they run our ass down to the motherfucking river, where we think we almost free and get a drink of water, while some of us crossing that river, like, take me to the river, right? Some of us crossing that river, some of us drinking the water, then who waiting for us right there? The alligators, right? So you think about that, man. That's just a little parody metaphor that I got from Dr. Claude Anderson, man. I'm telling you, you need to Google him. He's the man, right? So like I said before, early in this video, the Zionist Bilderberg Group and the Illuminati saying the non-producers are obsolete, right? Now think about that. They want to get rid of the people who are non-producers on this planet. Why do you think that all the diseases and shit like that are usually found in Africa first? You think it's by mistake, right, or coincidence? It's not, man. And we're going to end up getting taken out of here by man-made natural disasters like Katrina, or by these lab-born viruses that they keep coming out with, right? So, black economics focuses on teamism, right? But we have no unity, though. So we got to think about that. All right? Next thing, right? We're the only people who don't operate as a team. You think about any other culture on this planet. Think about them. They all operate as a team, right? Tell me. I know, right? We're the only people who don't operate as a team, right? So when it comes to black economics, here comes some solutions, right? You gotta look at this shit like a 5-story building. Now, I'll regurgitate a little bit. I'm putting it in my own words for you to be able to feel what I'm saying, right? Dr. Claude Anderson and Amos Wilson, like I keep saying, right? These are my main two favorites. They go in on this economics thing, right? Straight up. Check them out. Google them. YouTube them, right? But listen though. Alright. Now black people, we usually think it's all about education first. We want to get the white man education, man. We go to college. Now I have a college degree in psychology with like a concentration in cognition development or industrial organizational psychology, which is like you go into a company, you take the pulse of the company and see why employees are quitting or how they feeling, you know, shit like that. But fuck all that. We fuck up worrying about education. The first thing we need to focus on first is economics, right? Once we focus on the economics, first you get the money, then you get the power, right? Then you get the power, right? Once we get the power, we move up to the second floor. There's 5 floors of this shit, 5 tiers, right? We move up to the second tier, which is politics. Now, instead of us trying to vote or even think that shit is real, once we get the money up, then we go up in there on the second floor with the politicians and we buy all of them. We buy the politicians, right? Once we buy the politicians, got them in our pocket, and the ones we can't buy, we're going to lease or rent their ass, right? For a certain amount of time just to get done what we need to do. The legislation's pushed, you know what I'm saying? Get those black people in office. Or they don't even have to be black. As long as they do what the fuck we want them to do as a people, right? Alright, next thing, we get the politicians in our pocket and we send them to the third floor, which is the court and the police system, right? Because the courts make the laws and the police, they nothing but a gang. They are the muscle of the social template of the country, right? So once we get the politicians, we pay them all right. Then we send them in there to holler at the court system. We start getting some legislation passed, and then we get the police on our team. You feel me? Because the police ain't pulling over or shooting or beating Jewish moms, soccer moms, white ladies, no shit like that. It's black men and women getting killed by the police, getting their ass beat by the police, getting fried, getting sent to jail for small charges and shit for super years, getting crazy time, right? Alright. Then once we get that taken care of, the courts and police, then we need to buy us some media because we own no media right now. Now out of 12,000 radio stations, we only own 67 radio stations out of 12,000. Think about that, man. We own no media, right? So once we get the media, because you know the Jews own all the media, then we can consider sending our kids to get the education so they can keep this system flowing for us, right? So then, when you build a business, you buy all the politicians, you send them up there to holler at the courts, folks, with your own message, right? Buy the court people, get the police on your team. The mafia did this in the 30s, man. How you think prohibition went down, man? You know what I mean? They weren't praying, they weren't asking no questions or none of that shit. They were going in and doing the damn thing, man. Alright. When I said I'm going to remind myself, before capitalism was called mercantilism, right? It was, you know what I'm saying, the system before capitalism. But I'm going on 17 minutes now. I done gave you some solutions for the black economics of how we need to get this thing cracking. Referred you to Dr. Claude Anderson, right, as a quick recap. Now this is my own personal special little solution that I came up with on my own. So if anybody comes after this and you hear this, you know that they got this from Willie, SuperStar Asar, right? I got this thing, and I kind of learned it off the template of Marcus Garvey, right? Because Marcus Garvey was getting hella donations from people to try to crank up some black economics, right? So this is what I'm saying. The first thing is social media, right? Everybody want to be on Twitter with 1,000 motherfuckers following them. Everybody want to be on Facebook with 5,000 friends. Imagine if you can get $1 donation from each one of your friends off any social media, right? Now that's just some shit to just put in your mind, and you take that and birth, you know what I'm saying? I just birth niggas right now. Birth something else with that, right? Alright. The second thing is, on the same dollar promotion, right? $1 a month. We got 42 million people in this country, right? 42 million. Right? Over 42 million, because you know brothers be hiding out in basements and shit. Niggas got warrants. That census and that number, that what the shit you have to select, the services that you have to apply for, everybody ain't accounted for. So what I'm saying is, we know it's 42 million people, right? That's $42 million, right? Now I'm proposing this plan where we use PayPal, right? Or for my techie brothers out there, we create our own system of PayPal. Now I gotta be trustworthy, so people won't think that we just going, because you know black people, we like to fuck up people's money and shit, especially our own money. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna fuck up no cracker money. We fuck up our own money, right? Finesse each other like a motherfucker, right? But this is what I'm saying. Pay attention now. Alright, now we set up something. I got this glare on my face right here. We set up something like the PayPal, or use the PayPal, right? And it's like a lottery. Every month we select a name or a PayPal email address, right? Even if it's a 12-year-old child. And for that 1 month, you know what I'm saying? Or every day of the month, I haven't figured it out yet, but I would like to get more people on this idea. We send $1 to that email address, to that PayPal, right? Make that person rich in one day. Even if only, say, 20,000 people do it out of 42 million, right? That one day, you can go from sitting on 0 to 20 bands, right? You take them 20 bands, and you'll be more than happy to invest $1 a month or $1 every day to somebody. Or I say $1 a month or $1 a week, because it's only one shag. That way everybody can get in on this, right? Even if you the brokest nigga in the world, you still can come up with 4 quarters to donate to somebody for once a month, right? And think about that. Now imagine if all 42 million of us was in on this, right? Dollar donation, right? On all the radio stations early in the morning while you riding to work. Oh, it's dollar donation day. Today, lucky lottery pick is Shaniqua Jackson at yahoo.com. Send $1 to Shaniqua Jackson on PayPal, you feel me? And however many people do that, whether it's 500, whether it's 5,000, whether it's 500,000, that's money generated towards, you know what I'm saying, black economics, right? I thought that was a fresh ass idea, if I do say so myself. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be all arrogant or nothing, but I'm just saying. Alright, Hotep family, it's a 21-minute video today. Black economics, man, solutions. Much love to y'all. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Well, it's this Wednesday, so I'll see y'all tomorrow anyway. So, Hotep fam.